Hashtag Islam so fragile you think you have to massacre gay people and pledge allegiance to the Islamic State in order to assert your Muslim identity. Following the horrific attack in Orlando, I've written almost 10,000 words. 10,000 words no one is going to hear because I've realized they won't do what I want them to. So, instead, here are just a couple questions inspired by what I've seen being said about this tragedy. It's been reported that the mass-murdering terrorist Omar Mateen had sought out and viewed media created by foreign Islamic terrorist organizations, causing a bit of a problem for those suggesting he's simply a product of problematic US culture. Welcome to the present, friends. The internet is a thing and culture crosses borders more easily than ever. As you can see, this comes with pros and cons. Now, my question regarding this is, if he had not been a Muslim, if he had not been raised to follow Islam, would he have been less receptive to the foreign propaganda that so apparently inspired him? And now, my other question. A quick search of the web will net you various articles and individuals discussing the role of toxic masculinity in this shooting. Toxic masculinity meaning destructive ideas about what it means to be a man, theoretically leading to violence when a man feels his masculinity is threatened. The idea is that he thinks aggression is masculine, so when he feels his fragile, constructed manhood slipping away, he desperately tries to hold on to it with violence. While this model could, to be fair, seem to loosely fit some shooters we have relevant information about, I don't yet see any reason to believe this reflects what was going on in Omar Mateen's head. As a side note, I also don't buy it as the reason most mass shooters in the US are male. If you're someone who's on board with the toxic masculinity model, I'd like you to think about this. A key point made regarding toxic masculinity is that beyond society outlining what a man must be like, the issue is also aggravated by ideas about what a man must not be like. In the words of someone who supports this theory,
it gets worse when anything that society deems feminine, like having feelings, gets pegged as a threat to manhood.
With this in mind, try thinking along the same lines, but in terms of Muslim and non-Muslim, instead of man and woman. Do you think ideas about what is halal and what is haram, what's permitted and what is forbidden for Muslims, could have had any influence on the Muslim Omar Mateen's choice to attack gay people who party and consume alcohol? Hashtag Islam so fragile that getting turned on at the sight of two men kissing threatened your faith, perhaps. We certainly know it can be too fragile to weather a cartoon without guns being grabbed. Why wouldn't something else mostly seen as forbidden be seen as a threat in the same way and in need of the same solution? That's it. When I said a couple questions, I meant a couple questions. Sadly, I don't think the kinds of people I'd want to hear this will. However, maybe if they do hear it, putting it in terms of a toxic Islam being adopted and lived up to might help them consider that, in some terrible acts like this, religion might actually be key, even if it is a brown, oppressed religion. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.